Wyndham back open after being shut down for most of the morning. Police say it was closed from Hall Road in Wyndham near to the Rotary due to a crash involving a snow plow that has taken down a utility pole. In a Facebook post, the police department said that the driver was transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
And guess who's back today?
Well, the
Shady?
excitement's palpable.
Is it Shady? Oh, wait, no.
What's up, guys?
Well, technically, yes, it is Shady.
No.
I'm hurt
Keith,
by that.
welcome back.
Thank you.
We're glad that the snow didn't stall you in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was really, they had some great memes of people pushing themselves down sleds in the grass.
First time ever in Atlanta, Keith?
No, never been there. Never been there.
Okay.
There's a funny story coming tomorrow, Lee, where I guide you around the city.
Welcome to
Can't
Atlanta.
wait.
All right, fine. 25 in Portland right now, 20 in Augusta. Temperatures falling fast into the mountains, especially 5 in Berlin already. Got a bunch of snow squalls out there this evening, and each one of these warnings, again, is your new snow squall warning that's new this year. And it's basically like a severe thunderstorm warning, except for snow, because these squalls cause a lot of problems. You'll notice they're concentrated down in Massachusetts right now, just in time for rush hour out through 495 and the Mass Pike. Meanwhile, we've been quieter over Maine as far as the squalls go so far. A couple up here across northern Maine, Danforth getting in on them as well, and Holton just on the edge of one. We'll watch that line trying to progress eastward through the evening, probably coming in around 8, 9 o'clock and breaking up a bit as it does so. But don't be shocked if you get a squall here, and the squalls can put down a dusting to a ½ inch of snow relatively quickly. Watch it over down East Maine late tonight, and then it's all about Arctic air in place during the day on Thursday. Temperatures are going to be in the single digits to start, and then probably doing no better than 15 along the coastline, no better than around 10 farther inland. However, guys, this is a brief brush with cold air. I actually think you'll be happy about the mid-range forecast. It's getting warmer.
Oh, let's go. All right, thank you very much. When the Pats and Rams face off in Super Bowl 53 on Sunday, Rams fans are hoping for a much different outcome than when the two teams squared off 17 years ago. Those poor Rams.
Our South for 6 team is live in Atlanta tonight. Chris and Jess, the quarterback from that game, believes the Patriots have the edge in this one.
Hi guys, yes, welcome to Radio Row. We are inside today where thousands of media members have converged. This is the area where quarterbacks like Kurt Warner and other famous professional players will be walking in and out all week, doing interviews, speaking to the media, so we're happy to be here. And speaking of Kurt Warner, like we said before, he was the leader of the Rams when the Patriots dynasty began. Tom Brady and the Pats beat the Rams, the St. Louis Rams, back in Super Bowl XXXVI, and now Tom Brady is playing in his 9th Super Bowl. No big deal.
Oh, no big deal, but it's also his 3rd straight Super Bowl, and there are only two other teams in the NFL that have ever accomplished that feat, the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins. So we wanted to catch up with former Patriots linebacker Willie McGinnis and Kurt Warner today to talk about Super Bowl XXXVI, what that game meant to them, and what these players on these teams today can learn about playing in the big game. They also talked about why Tom Brady has been able to maintain years of success.
Yeah, I mean, you can't help it. Every time I get on TV, they show highlights of that game. But bottom line, I think, is as you get more and more separated from it, you appreciate the moments that you're involved in.
Still, guys, it's a great opportunity to make a name for yourself and to get people to really know who you are. Because we were that team at one point where nobody knew who we were, nobody cared, especially going against a potent offense like the Rams. Everybody was talking about the Rams.
He plays the game the same way now that he played it 17 years ago. And so he hasn't had to adjust the way that he plays, even though he's gotten older and maybe the arm strength isn't there, the mobility isn't there. He still plays the game the same way. And so
Coming up tonight on News Center Maine at 5:30, we're going to hear from NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell on a number of issues that have been stirring a lot of controversy around the league. And we're going to talk about 2 main staples here in Atlanta, lobster and craft beer.
Of course, Lee and Lindsay, we had to get the food stories in. And coming up at 6, there'll be another food story. That's because I'm here and I'm a fan of food stories. So
I'm hungry. Just bring me back some lobster. I don't care how long it takes. I'll still take it.
I know. It wouldn't be right if they didn't sample it all, right?
Well, that's why they're there. So try the foods that we can't. If you want to keep up with all things that are Super Bowl related, just go to newscentermaine.com/Super Bowl or go to our mobile app and scroll to the Super Bowl tile. Hey, there's Clayton Gordon. Check out that handsome fella. Look at him.
Speaking of, they're also all over social media with all the updates.
In case you're wondering.
So.
All right, some Pats fans here in our state showing some great support ahead of Sunday's big game. Check out the snow sculpture in Norway. Love that. Melinda Robertson sent that in. Thank you very much.
And in Bucksport, a daytime view of Scott Boland's house. They also have the Patriots logo out there in the snow. And then this last one, transformation at nighttime. They have the light display as well. Gotta love it during the day and at night. The Patriots pride.
All Patriots all the time.
All right, well, speaking of, the Patriots are the favorite to win this Super Bowl. Agreeing with the lines in Vegas is a special resident at the Maritime Aquarium in Connecticut.
Another animal prediction. We love these things. So this is Razzle, the harbor seal, trained to target objects with her nose. When presented with alternating images of the Patriots or the Rams against her exhibit window, she went for the Patriots helmet every time, making her pick for the big game. So we had the giant bear yesterday. We got the seals. We got dolphins. We got everybody.
I wonder if it's like a science. It could be a good brain drops actually, because I wonder if the animals see the red and white and blue better than they would like the yellow and blue colors.
You're just asking Keith to do work. He just broke out in a rash over there. It's not going to happen.
He already shouted no
across
the room.
It's not going to happen. All right, we want to know about. You're going to love this one. Maine license plates. Should they still say vacation land or staycation land? It's actually a thing. Vote to pulse.newscentermaine.com or hit the Pulse tab on our mobile app, and here's why.
Ken Ackley of the Monmouth-sponsored Bill and Ryan Fecto from Biddeford was a co-sponsor. So again, we want to know what you think. Join the conversation right now on our Facebook and YouTube live streams.
How do you feel about that? Vacation land or staycation land?
I'm all about the staycation.
Yeah?
But so many people come to Maine for vacation.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already here. I don't know if I want all of them to stay. Like, I'm just saying, like, I like vacation time and then go back to where you came.
It's a place where you can staycation because it is vacation land. It's
right.
both.
It's okay if some people want to stay. I like that.
Exactly.
It's not all of them. City of Biddeford going digital to get some feedback from its residents using an app called Polco, which allows people within the city limits to kind of vote and comment on questions that are asked by the city's government.
The Biddeford Polco app launched today, and Cam O'Brien was in Biddeford earlier today checking out how it works. So Cam, what's the deal with this?
Yeah, it's actually very interesting, and Biddeford city leaders tell me that they're excited about the response that they're getting to the Polco app because they've been working on integrating the software for a few months now. Now the goal is to take away that fear, stress, and inconvenience of getting feedback back to the city.
In the new year, Biddeford is looking for ways to expand community input on city affairs. Today, they launched their latest effort with a free app called Polco, where residents can voice their opinion 24/7.
We have city council meetings where they're open to the public and everyone can participate, but not everyone is either available to attend those meetings or is interested in getting up and speaking at those meetings. So this is a great way to meet people where they are.
Once Biddeford residents sign up and log on through their phone or desktop, they can answer a series of multiple choice questions anonymously, geared towards understanding how people feel about the city.
We have 5 questions out there right now about the usage of our public parks.
So what are some people saying?
So like this person, which was a really good comment.
Some parks are too far.
But I prefer parks in town. I like sitting and people watching. And, you know, they ask where are the restrooms, so that's important for us to know.
The plan is to start off with basic questions and then dive deeper into bigger picture issues so that every Biddeford resident can have a hand in shaping their city.
We know that there's a lot more people out there and there's a lot of different perspectives, and we just want to be able to hear from everyone.
So our fabulous producer behind the scenes, Isaac Lucan, downloaded the app after I read the story. He was like, you know what, I have to download it. And I think anybody in Biddeford watching should do the same. It seems like a really great way to just get information out there. Like you were saying, not having to look in the mail, but just a push alert on your phone.
Well, you're going to where everybody is, right? Everybody's on their phone. So you want to get a message to them, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
Forward thinking. All right. I like
Thanks,
it. Good
Cam.
stuff.
Thanks, guys.
What do you guys think about this? We're talking about it on our Facebook page right now. Most of you saying it should be
88%.
vacation land. Still 88% of you saying that. Staycation land at 11%. Somebody on our Facebook page, we appreciate your opinion, said it should be taxation land. So that's what they said. That's what they said.
Join that conversation.
So we want to hear what you have to say. All right. Coming up, we're going to see how people are having fun with the cold temperatures in the Midwest. It is freezing.
Dangerously cold there. Also, it's a big anniversary, and one local rock group couldn't just let it be. The sounds from a snowy rooftop tribute to the Beatles' final show 50 years ago today. Did you like that pun?
Did you find yourself in times of trouble?
Oh, that's good. That was good. There's a few in this thing. Okay, hear me out. We embrace vacation land as our slogan because people come to visit. Yet we also have the dialogue where we say, oh, they're from away, where that's also a thing. So I feel like it's two conflicting things that we embrace.
No, because if
and I say we as in like I'm a transplanted Mainer.
But if you live here for the rest of your life starting now, you're always going to be from away because you're not from here. So
exactly.
It's not borncation land. I mean, so whether you stay or not doesn't matter.
But sometimes there's a little bit of resistance to people who are from away because I've experienced it myself.
Resistance how? Nobody wants to talk to you?
Well, starting off in my Bangor days, yes.
People said, you're not from Maine, I'm not going to talk to you.
Well, they didn't say that exactly, but I did encounter some scenarios like that. Now, we're also saying it's vacation land, and so we're embracing people who do come to vacation here. Growing up, I would come to vacation here with my family, so
did people yell
that's
at you
why
then?
I love Maine. What?
Did people yell at you?
Well, maybe for our driving at times, but that's just because we got to be aggressive because I come from Massachusetts and the driving is aggressive.
Jump on somebody's hood?
No. Yeah, but case in point. Thanks. That was so nice.
Use a pass and assist.
Exactly. Love it. Tic-tac-toe.
Well, I'm not even in this script.
Yes, you are.
Why am I here?
Let's break it up.
Oh, actually, no. There's
Ginger says, vacation land all the way. This is the place people love to come to for vacation. Why change that now? You want to split this read?
No, because I have the next one is all me, so you have to sit that one out. So,
Guys, I can't believe how cold it is right now in the Midwest.
Tomorrow, though, here, 8? Come on.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like negative 22 like it is there.
22. That's the worst.
Insane. I don't think Keith's really a huge fan of this word, but I'm going to say it anyway. The polar vortex. It's literally bananas. A man in Buffalo, Minnesota was able to turn a banana into a hammer after leaving it out in the freezing cold. You can see him using that fruit right now to actually, like you would hammer a nail into a board. It's not surprising considering the temperatures dipped down to negative 24 degrees yesterday. The bitter cold is the result of a polar plunge that's bringing historic wind chills and record cold temperatures across the region.
Polar vortex, polar vortex, polar vortex, polar vortex. Oh, he doesn't like that. What happens when you release hot steam into sub-zero temperatures? Well, we know, but we want to watch. Here's what happens in Iowa, where it's 4 below. The water has been steamed for about, 2 minutes, and the valve is carefully opened, and here comes the steam, pretty visible right there. And while the real temperature is 4 below zero, the wind chill when the steam was released was 25 below zero.
Michigan State Police, meanwhile, chiming in saying they don't want to hear people saying, wouldn't it be so bad if it wasn't for the wind? Well, their response, yes, it would be bad. They want people inside staying warm. If you must go outside, they say layer up, and Keith will have more about that favorite term, the polar vortex. In frame.
Do you know what that picture's from?
Yeah. I sure do.
All right.
The Shining, right?
Yeah, Jack Nicholson. Stephen
King's
King's book.
Spot there. My goodness.
That's our buddy, Stephen King. All right, we want to know today, what do you guys think? License plates on Maine. Should it be vacation land or staycation land? Overwhelmingly vacation land, 84%. In fact, where's my comment? I lost it. Nope, somebody said, this is where everybody comes to vacation. It should definitely be vacation land. Why would we change it now?
Oh, so Gina said that.
Keep the comments going on our Facebook page.
All right, 5 decades ago today, the Beatles hit the roof to play. We're going to see a recreation of one of their most notable performances.
And Keith is always putting on a notable performance. The 5th Beatle, coming up.
Gave us fried chicken as a testing
thing at the stadium right after we just ate Chick-fil-A.
Oh, that's what Clay was saying. He was super disappointed.
Yeah.
Super disappointed.
Like, we just did this.
Yeah. We're going to be in the newsroom, my friend.
It was 50 years ago today. At the Beatles at the roof to play.
Uh-oh.
What?
Who wrote the intro?
A certain somebody copied and pasted my intro for the tease. Why? Is that what you're talking about?
No. You read the intro and you tell me why.
It's.
Aha!
Well.
I'm the it's their police in the newsroom.
You are. That is true.
I get all other things wrong, but for some reason it's in there. I get it right.
It's like you're fixated.
I'm like bleep, bleep, bleep.
You're fixated. You are fixated.
Jeff, Lindsay can't be carrying her own blog.
Jeff, yes, I can be. I am capable.
I apologize for Jeff's lack of providing.
The only reason why Jeff grabs it sometimes is because I forget to take it. Right, Jeff?
Yep.
Exactly. Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Plus, it's good for my muscles. Rob, psst, I heard you talking about Mrs. Maisel, and I so wanted to join that conversation.
It's so good.
It is guys, for the first time in my whole life, I am sad that a show is over. I ended it last weekend, and I'm sad. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, who, by the way, she's a niece of Kate Spade.
She's 26 years old.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. Did you know that she was related to Kate Spade, though? I had no idea.
She's who, how, what?
She's related to Kate Spade. She was on the Today Show this morning. Rachel. I know. I'm sad, but they're coming back with another season, right? Okay, good.
Yeah, I won a ton of awards. So.
Yeah. Guys, if you watch that show, have a conversation with me about it on Facebook, please.
Do you need to white again?
No, it looks good.
Okay.
For some reason, it looks good.
Talk about an arm workout.
Yeah, curls and camera.
Exactly.
Here we go.
It was 50 years ago today that the Beatles hit the roof to play. The legendary rock group gave a last public performance on a rooftop in London.
And today, some Maine Beatles fans recreated that rooftop display for some equally surprised passers-by.
It's 32 degrees, but the sun is strong enough to melt the snow. It's just after noon, and people in Portland's Monument Square are trying to get lunch and get back. The sounds of snowplows interrupted by a live band. It caused some to stop in their tracks. Suddenly, all their troubles seemed so far away as they recognized the lyrics.
We love the music and we wanted to learn it.
Jeff Beam and his band playing a 40-minute set of songs made famous by the Beatles.
I love that Lennon pushed the boundaries of what a pop band could be.
They collaborated with WBLM months ago to pull it off, but there was a big risk. They wanted to perform on the Beatles' 50th anniversary of their final live show and on a rooftop, just like they did in London. But it's late January and it's Maine.
Once it gets down under about 20 degrees, they simply can't play. And then with the snow coming and the polar vortex, but you know what? Nothing stops rock and roll.
It was so instrumental, and my parents always raved about it, so it's cool to kind of get to re-experience that.
Those are the first pieces of music that I memorized as a kid, so it's pretty special. It's nice that they're doing this here.
Outside in the middle of winter, a place strangers all belonged.
And also today, the Beatles and director Peter Jackson announced a new documentary to be released featuring more than 50 hours of unreleased video of the group in studio creating the album Let It Be. And right now there's no word on a title or a release date for that documentary.
Are you a Beatles fan?
I am.
Keith, Beatles fan?
It falls in the category of I appreciate it, but I don't necessarily listen to it.
I feel like there's people who aren't, but they don't want to be shamed by saying it. Like you don't want to be the person. What do you mean you don't like the Beatles? Because you'll just be attacked.
You can just sing
I
along
love the
to
Beatles,
all
but I
of their
know
songs.
that there are people who don't, but they don't really want to say that they don't.
The Rolling Stones are like that for me a little bit. Like I totally get it, but I don't necessarily recreationally listen to it.
Yeah, no, I'm not huge on the Rolling Stones. Or Bob Dylan or Springsteen or
guys, I've reached a new level in my life where I'm getting blamed for storms I wasn't even here for.
I'm okay.
So this is this is Jess actually defended me on Twitter, which never happens.
Did you screenshot
never
it?
happens.
Did you screenshot
it? Somebody was ragging on us, and she's like, he literally was not even here for this storm, and it was right. So I don't know. It's like a double fall. But anyways, here's what we ended up with snowfall. Bethel coming in 10.5 out towards Sunday River. There did good. Biddeford 7 inches, 6.6 in York. Portland 4.8 officially. In Bangor 4 inches flat as of their last report. Some of these reports may have been earlier in the day, but it's the last ones we got. Snow squalls out there, pretty nasty into central and western Massachusetts, about to move into 495. Snow squalls also into New Hampshire as well. For us, we just have 1 or 2 of them across northern Maine just exiting the state right now. But we'll watch a few of these track in later tonight and drop anywhere between a dusting and perhaps a ½ inch of snow pretty quickly. That's what these squalls do. So here we are, 8 o'clock, and you can see some of them working through the coastline. Trying to enhance them a bit here, 10, 11 o'clock over down East Maine. So we'll keep an eye on that. You know, watching snow squalls is a lot like watching summer radar. You have to watch the trends, see what pops up. They're convective in nature, and those move out later on tonight. After that, it's an Arctic blast, but it's just for a day. Very cold tomorrow, temperatures in the teens along the coastline, single digits in a lot of spots. A lot of sunshine, but still really, really chilly. And then Friday, we start to moderate a bit into the 20s along the coastline, teens inland, and then a little bit warmer on Saturday before we start to round out the weekend with at least some decent weather. High temperatures tomorrow, though, teens, 10 or so inland, and then 2 to 6 degrees into the mountains and across northern Maine. No big storms in the forecast. Some light snow possible late afternoon Saturday through Saturday night. Super Bowl Sunday looks quiet. A warm front lifts through on Monday. That could be a little bit of a light mix of snow and some rain, but once that front gets to the north of us, we're going to warm up at least for a couple of days, and that signal's pretty strong. So there's that record-breaking cold in the Midwest, which we'll talk more about in brain drops. Watch that drop in just for a day tomorrow, and then watch this. We start to torch out a bit here Monday and especially Tuesday. I think 50 is a pretty good shot along the coastline on Tuesday afternoon. It'll be short-lived. We cool back down late in the week, but some models suggesting we could be well in excess of 50 degrees, so we'll keep an eye on that. It's not a clean 50, though, because we do have some showers in there, and that's kind of how it goes, guys. I mean, it's hard in the statistical coldest part of the year, or close to it, to get to 50 or so without it being some sort of anomalous pattern. So a lot of times with that, you get showers, but I don't see any major storms in the forecast. And again, Super Bowl Sunday looks quiet. Down in Atlanta, it should be in the 60s. They wouldn't give us an answer on if they're going to keep the dome open, but I would say it's likely.
Nice.
Well, the Patriots are going to raise the roof.
Yeah, exactly. I think it'll be pretty with the
Let's go.
The roof was like bigger than your average dome, I felt,
cool.
so it could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Very
Thank
good.
you very much.
All right, the task of mowing your lawn might be getting a little easier. This is probably good news for you, Lee. iRobot is taking the next step in reinventing the way people care for their lawns. They're rolling out the Terra Robot Lawnmower.
Terra features state-of-the-art mapping and straight-line navigation. It eliminates the need for boundary wires. The iRobot Home app allows users to schedule and customize their mowing preferences. The robot lawnmower has been in development for more than 10 years.
You know what every dog owner is thinking about right now?
Yeah. I mean, will it go around the little doggy landmines?
Yeah, or will it help pick it up?
Yeah.
That's,
Ooh,
I mean,
hook me up with that.
Right, that's what I would need too.
I don't care if you mow it, just pick it up.
A lot more news coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Cindy Williams is here with a preview. Hey, Cindy.
Hi, guys. While we were digging out from the snow today, the folks at the Maine Wildlife Park had a lot of work to do as well. They're working to keep their animals safe from the winter weather. We're going to take you there and see what all's involved. And Maine politicians often say we should copy the no tax policies of New Hampshire. Well, now some people in New Hampshire are saying they should copy something that Maine is doing. We'll tell you what that is coming up at 5:30. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much. Stick with us. Keith is back with Brain Drops when we come back.
Donald, do not change it. Leave it alone. Thank you very much. Paul says no to the lawnmower. Come on, Paul. Why not?
Jessie is asking about how to see The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She says, I don't have Netflix or HBO. You're in luck. It's not on either of those things. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can watch it. There's an app for Amazon Prime subscribers, and they have all their own video and music too. And it's an Amazon show, 2 series.
I'm not sure how Mary Jean feels. You'll have to help me here. Oh, it could be Marie Jean. I think you should stay vacation land. Some people have too much time on their hands. Get a job, volunteer somewhere, stop trying to change things. What do you think she means?
Marie Jean, do you mean?
It's a joke.
Oh.
I feel pretty good about what she feels.
Oh, you do? See, I have a hard time interpreting sarcasm, so.
She's trying to say it should be vacation.
Oh.
Oh.
You know this by now.
I know, but that's why it's so easy. It's so much fun for me. Because I'm sitting there going, wow, she's not even going to get it. She's just going to be like trying to answer the question.
I did. I tried.
I know, it's fun.
I gave a valiant effort.
Come on, Paul. Why not? An automatic lawnmower? I want the automatic dog poop picker up.
That's what I want to.
That's what I'm talking about. Somehow a machine that can sense the smell and find it and scoop it up and move around and find more dog poop and pick it up and find more. And pick it up. I will buy one of those.
I agree. My life.
Kids don't do a great job of it.
And I don't have kids to do it, so there's that.
All the kids who promise they'll do it if we get the dog still have never done it. Broken promises.
You know, one of our photographers in Atlanta, we were talking about, he has 3 kids, Dan.
Oh, Dan,
and,
yeah.
He said, I don't know many people who have 3 kids and the third wasn't a mistake. I said, how about 7?
It's a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, sure is. 30. Are you guys doing a poll first?
Yeah, real quick. Do you want to do
that? Sure. It was
or the vacation.
The vacation land or staycation land, yeah.
Staycation's weird. It sounds like you just don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people don't come here to staycation. They come here, I don't know. I just.
She's very flummoxed by this question. It's got her all worked out.
It is. I can't.
She's very worked out. It's supposed to be fun.
Yeah,
She's very worked
that's true.
out.
That's why I don't like it.
Here we go.
I'm conflicted. One last check of the Pulse results tonight. Vacation land or staycation land? Overwhelmingly, 77% of you say vacation land.
That's the way life should be. All right.
Yeah, I don't get the other one.
Hey, welcome back, brother.
Hey, buddy. All right, so
what is that? A detached retina? What
I hate
it. It does look like an eyeball.
I hate the term polar vortex.
What?
I knew it.
Yeah, and this. Okay, here's the thing. The polar vortex is a real thing. It's been around for a very long time.
But it's like always there, right?
Yes, and it was 2014 that became a buzzword. And now every time it's cold, we make a big deal out of it. It's a polar vortex. The polar vortex is exactly what it sounds like. It's a bunch of cold air that's near the poles, right? Warmer towards the equator in general, colder at the poles. It's always there. What might surprise you is that a weak polar vortex is what makes us colder. The reason for that, this is a normal, strong polar vortex. Notice all the cold air is centered, and you don't have much down across the United States. Let's go to the next one. This is a weak polar vortex. And a weak polar vortex, as you can see, has lobes that break off into waves along the jet stream. And when that happens, which is happening in the Midwest right now, that's when you get your cold air descending into North America. So it's kind of counterintuitive. A weak polar vortex means colder weather for us. And so I think it's too much of a buzzword. It's obviously dangerously cold into the Midwest right now. And please don't get me started on the how could global warming be real if it's cold. It's a dumb argument. It's weather versus climate. I'm very careful not to say every time it's hot that's climate change. So in the reverse, it doesn't make any sense either. But by the way, this is another look at the polar vortex. But let's just call it what it is. How often does cold air come from the south?
Right.
Where else is it going to come from?
Right.
It's got to come from the poles. So I'm not going to be able to stop it. It's too late now.
Yeah. I think there is the association with the word global warming, but climate change makes it sound
either way,
different.
We're still warming. It can be cold.
Yeah. All right. Hot and cold, just
you
like this guy.
You guys can continue
the show
off camera.
News at 5:30 starts right now. Bye, guys. You guys are so Katy Perry. You're so hot and then you're so cold. And you're so yes and you're so no.